Hey folks, this is Lucid, and we are starting the 2020 Dominions tournament. I know a lot of you are really excited and have been practically begging me to start this. We had been waiting for the last of the Dreamers games to finish, and it finally finished. We had a ton of people sign up in the Dreamers bracket. The Dreamers bracket was basically the round zero for the tournament, and it was folks who have never won, though often played in, a multiplayer game of Dominions. And the reason we had that is because the criteria to join the tournament is you need to have won a game of Dominions. It can be any kind of game. It can be a Llama server game played by email, Clockwork, on one of the Discord servers. It can be a Blitz. It can be a Disciples game. The only thing that really doesn't count is if you just did a 1v1 against a friend. That doesn't qualify. But if it's a public game and you've won one, then you're in. So, before we go through all the parts of the sign up, I do want to share who won the Dreamers game. So for the Dreamers bracket, as I said, we had 15 games, and each of these games had 9 people. So we had just a ton of people that joined. And we'll go through who won. In game 1, we had Pontiff. He won playing Late Age Raga. Game 2, Panoff won playing Late Age Falegra. In Game 3, Tim won playing Early Age Agartha. In Game 4, Offbajak won playing Late Age Ulm, and apparently he was also, I can't remember if he subbed. He subbed into Game 15, and he also won with EA Satis. So somehow he won twice. Watch out for him in the tournament. Game 5, we have Juna, or 8-8, who played Middle-Aged Ulm for the win. And then we had Fearsome Frog win with Early Age Niflheim. We had an Early Age Arca win with Tiberius. And we had Rashagar win with Late Age Pangea. Next, we had Game 9 won by A131A, and he was playing Early Age Baratos. We had a Lanka win with Franek. We had a Femoria win with Daydreams in Game 11. The Meatman won Game 12 with Middle-Aged Nabah. And we had a win with Early Age Agartha with Neiyuko. And we had a win with Bandar Log by Groundworm. And of course, Offbajak won with Early Age Satis in Game 15. So congratulations to all these players. Because they've won a game, they should be able to get a spot in the tournament finals, which we will go back to. I have, from some of these folks, a bunch of different turn files, etc. I'm really busy. I'm moving right now, and I had wanted to be putting these up kind of more continuously, but I've got them all on my computer, and I just need to go through, and I've got basically some highlights. So we'll just go through, and we'll look at the highlights and kind of look at some cool battles. And once I get moved, which will probably be within a month, you'll probably start seeing some of these snippets pop up, probably on Sunday and stuff like that, when I don't have other videos going up. So congrats to everybody who won, and yeah, y'all will be seeing, hopefully, most everybody in the next round. So this round, you can join, as I said, if you've won a multiplayer game. The process is basically going to be this. Round 1 is going to be 9-player games. And what's nice about 9 players is it's going to be a nice 3x3 arrangement of start positions, whereas in the last year's tournament, we made the unfortunate decision to do 8-player games, which meant we had a very awkward 2x4 grid, which when you actually get in the game, it makes a big difference. So these are going to be relatively small and quick games. 3x3 or 9 players is reasonably small. There's going to be, I'm kind of jumping around on the page here, but there's going to be 9 thrones equal to the number of players with 5 thrones to win, which is a reasonably small number. So these games probably will not last super duper long. And how this works is once you sign up, so come to this Discord. I'll put a link to the Discord in the description for the video. You come in this thread, which I don't have open to the public right now. And in the thread, you just say you want to sign up. You don't sign up as a nation. You don't sign up in a specific game. You just say you want in. And then I'm going to add you to the sign up list. And once you are in the sign up list, we'll just accrue a big batch of people. And probably about 2 days after we sign up, or once we get a certain number of players, we'll go ahead and put them into different games. And the way that will work is we're going to randomly assign you people in the first batch to a game. And anyway, once they're in the game, they'll get a draft order, and the era will be determined for that game. So the era is going to be random. And yeah, and then you're in a game. And then one of the game masters on this Discord channel will kind of be helping get your game set up and getting the map generated and making sure, the picks and bans are all working. The way that part is going to work, well, we'll come back to that in a second. So this is the first round of the tournament, right? 9-player games. We're going to leave this open potentially for a long time. I'm going to leave it open at least until we have 9 games started, which means 81 players. And you can't join twice, right? So you only get to submit once. So 81 players is the minimum, and I'm pretty sure we can fill that up. Once we have 81, we will keep it open, though. And we'll keep it open until we start cruising into probably one of these number of games, because this is going to make a good number of players for a final map. So if it starts slowing down as we get to 12 games, we'll probably stop it there. Or if it looks like we can cruise into 15 or 16 games, we will probably keep going until we get there. And it is possible we land on some number in between these, in which case we'll just roll with it and have a kind of weird finals map. But anyway, that is how that's going to go. So hopefully the signups will stay open for at least a couple weeks, because I know there's a good number of people who don't watch YouTube religiously. And so, I think in the last tournament we had last year, there were a lot of good players who didn't get wind of this until after the signups are closed. So it was really unfortunate. I think some of the better people in the community actually didn't get to join the game. So that's something we're looking to improve this year by hopefully having more people join and hopefully a bit longer of a sign-up window. But yeah, we're not going to wait for the first games to start until the signups are completely finished. Once we get probably 4 or 5 or 6 games worth of people, we'll go ahead and get those games started. So that brings us to the game starting. How does it work? You sign up. You're not part of any game. Once we get a certain number of people, we'll randomly assign them to games. And then once you've been assigned to a game, you're going to be given a draft order. And you're going to be given an era. And the next step then is we're going to have everybody in that game vote on who they want to ban as a nation. So everybody gets 1 vote, and any nation that receives 2 votes will be banned from that era. You don't have to vote. You can vote to, not ban any nations. And anyway, once everybody has voted, or 2 days has passed once we start, because we're not going to sit around waiting for people to vote for forever. Once that has happened, then the nations that are banned, and we're going to move on to picking nations. And we're going to pick, while the votes to ban are going to be done in any order, it's going to be faster if people just vote whenever they look at the thread. The vote, or picking your nation, is going to be done in draft order, right, which will be assigned when you join the game. So basically, it's just going to be a draft, and there's going to be an order, and people pick, and then that's your nation. And then once all the nations are picked, we're going to upload a map for the specific game, and we'll actually host it. And once the map's up, you can put in your pretender, and then the game will start. We're going to fill you in later with some of the details about how the maps are going to be created, like how many provinces per underwater nation. All that will be available. That information will be available to you before we do the draft, right? But anyway, we're still working out some of the details, so I'll let you know that before the actual games start, but not right now. The game rules are going to be rather standard. Trades involving gold, gems, and items are binding. However, diplomacy is not binding, even if it involves trade of some kind. Thrones, it's going to be 9 with 5 to win. They're going to be level 2 thrones. Please don't stale. What staling means is forgetting to do your turn. Usually if you forget kind of once or twice, usually somebody will try to catch it and maybe add some time to the game clock for you. But if you actually do end up staling twice, then we're probably going to look for a sub. But if you don't mind, please don't let that happen, right? So if you can do your turns, please do them. And if you don't think you're going to be able to do your turns for the next, the games are probably going to last 3 months, then maybe you shouldn't join the game. But life happens, and a lot of times we're in a game and we think we can handle it, and then something happens in life and you can't do it. And if that does happen, then ask one of the game masters for a sub. But please don't do this like willy-nilly, like you're kind of not having fun anymore or something like that. Because it is kind of an inconvenience. But however it is, it's better to ask for whatever reason than to just ghost. And if you need a sub, you'll of course be granted it. And we'll have to go out and find somebody to sub for you. Though, if you're in a bad position, consider writing out to a glorious death to kind of close your position out rather than chain staling and not even logging in to do your turn. As long as you've got mages and troops, you can do something hilarious and funny and glorious, which will be much funnier and better remembered than just staling. Also, if you find yourself in a bad position, like you're down to a fort, a lot of times there's this, you can go AI in the game where you basically let the computer take control of your nation. So don't do this, though, without the permission of a game master. If you are in like a checkmate position, you're down to your fort, like last fort, it is okay to go AI, but it's going to be, just ask first, right? Because a lot of times players will want to go AI or set themselves AI when, they still have a big army left in their capital, and it's going to be it's kind of a disservice to the game if the AI is in control of that army, because they'll script it all poorly. So, even if it's just for a final fight, ideally you do it yourself, but even then we would want to probably find a sub for you. So anyway, just ask a game master if you think it's the right time to go AI, and as long as it is, they'll probably just say, okay, yeah, you can go AI. So anyway, there's that. The mods we'll be playing with are all pretty close to vanilla. They're things that I think, in my opinion, kind of just improve vanilla. One is the Rebirth mod, and this adds a slow population growth to any of the pop kill lands. So if things get kind of destroyed by pop kill, it adds a tiny bit of growth so that you can eventually put PD there and have a tiny trickle of income. Next up, we have my thematic gym gen, which adds temporary gym items to the game. We've been using this in tons of games, and it's pretty bulletproof. Worthy Heroes is going to be in. That's pretty much, doesn't alter the vanilla balance or anything too much, and it just is a lot of fun to play with. This is in most multiplayer games. And then improved casting AI. This makes the AI better at casting spells, and it specifically improves mages defending and assassinations, which is kind of a problem in vanilla. For maps, like I said, it's a 3x3 configuration. And then finally, just if, everybody knows because you've won a game, but Dominions can be stressful, and let's all try to have fun and be nice to each other. Yeah, don't like flame in these threads or anything and like get really angry with people. If you're upset with something, feel free to contact me or one of the game admins, and we can probably calm your nerves a bit. So anyway, that is basically it. If you want to sign up, link in the Discord, come on over, and it should be a ton of fun. So yeah. Hope to see you all there. Cheers.